Good morning and welcome to all the wonderful ladies on this Saturday morning, and I'm really grateful for each of you to taking this time out on a weekend and choosing your own self and choosing your life and making yourself a priority, because today is a day when we are going to talk about you women, about you ladies, about the power that you have and about the kind of things that you can do. Yeah, so really thank you, and I really appreciate each of you for being here. We are going to talk about being successful for single mompreneurs. Today it is particularly for single mompreneurs. Yeah, so before we go forward, let's start with, I would really want to know this from you all, from all these wonderful women out there. Would you want to create an identity for your own self based on the values, the character, the trait, the achievements, and based on the kind of person that you are and the contributions that you are doing on this world, irrespective and not dependent on the presence or absence of a male figure in your life? Give me a yes in your comments. Give me a yes so that I know that yes, you want to create an identity on what you are, for the contributions that you have done, for the values and traits that you have, irrespective of a presence or absence of a male figure in your life. Yeah. Would you want to be happy? Would you want to be healthy? Would you want to be an inspiration, a role model to your children, your younger generation, and make a new identity in this world, create a new definition in this world that a woman can be way more and can do way more and can be happier, irrespective, and doesn't matter, and she need not be known for whom she is married to or whom she is dating to? Yeah, would you want to do something like that? Would you want to be an inspiration to your children, to the younger generations, and tell them that yes, we can? And I'm not talking about feminism here. I'm not putting men down here. What I'm saying is, a woman is a completion in her own self, and a man is a completion in his own self. There is no, in our society, it's such a, we have been programmed, or the conditioning or so much about, especially for a woman by the age of 25 or 23, of, or whom are you getting married to, or whom are you dating, or, are you a mother, are you not a mother? So a lot of identity of a woman gets connected to these things. But are you those who would want to create a different identity, a different reality? Then welcome, you're at the right place, because we are going to talk about something that is not spoken a lot about, that is not addressed in our society, or that's something that has been spoken under hidden covers, but that's something that needs to be addressed, and today we are going to address that. I'm talking to single mompreneurs today about being successful. Yeah, and for the ones who have joined me here for the first time, let me give you a small introduction about my own self. I'm Smitaa Nair. So I work with passionate women. I empower them to stand in their power, and I'm a catalyst for them to live a meaningful and a purposeful life and a successful life filled with joy and freedom. Now, in my 9-10 years of work, I have worked with more than 10,000 women, and from different sectors, from different, career-wise, or they've been VPs, they've been CEOs, they've been entrepreneurs, there have been celebs, there have been people from the media, there have been homemakers. So I've worked with women from different sectors. I also work with underprivileged women. I also work with certain orphanages. And in my 9-10 years of work with these many women, what I have realized is, success is not defined by one area of your life. Success is not defined by how much money you have or the kind of fame that you have. Trust me, women, I have seen a lot of women, and today I'm particularly talking about women because we are talking about single mompreneurs here. I have seen a lot of women who might be at a peak of their career, who might be earning a lot of fame and a lot of money, yet are poor. And I've also seen a lot of women who are struggling with their career or who are trying to make an identity and are still unhappy. Yeah, so success is when every area of your life is in harmony, when you are joyful, when you feel content and meaningful about your life, when you wake up each day in the morning when there are no Monday blues, when you wake up Monday morning and you say that, yay, I'm here and I'm going to change this world and I know why I exist. When you know each day of, wow, like what a life. You know what are you here for, and every area of your life is in harmony. Yeah, so that's what success is, and that's what we're talking about. Now, I have walked through this journey my own self. I have gone through a divorce. I'm remarried, happily remarried now. This month is my anniversary month. And I have seen that phase of being a single mom and the kind of pressure that comes into women when you're a single mom, when you are fighting with your career, when you're trying to achieve and struggling in the journey of your career, want to earn money, want to do something, create a name, create a mark in the society. You're a mother and you're a single mother. Yeah, and I know the pressure that comes. I know the emotional turmoil that you go through, that I have gone through, and that every woman I have met till date has gone through. It's universal, because that's how the society has been, and that's how we have been conditioned and programmed to be in. So I know the emotional turmoils that we go through. I know the kind of stress that comes. I know the kind of pressure that builds up, and I know that there are days when you wake up and you really want to just do nothing, or just want to sulk and be under your bed sheet and not face the world. But you have to still move that bed sheet and get over and stand up and go and face the world on days when you don't want to do it, on days when you want to do it the least. So I know what it is. And as I work with these many women in each day of my life, I realize that probably there are very few people, very few places where single moms can go and speak or ask for advices, ask for suggestions. I'm sweating like crazy. I think I'll have to put my fan on. Like I will not be able to pull it for 30 minutes. So so I've seen that there are very few places where single mothers can go and speak to and take advice and ask for how to walk on this path, how to walk on this journey, be happy and create a mark of your life, irrespective of a presence or absence of a man. And we decided that, we were discussing this in our team the other day of what all women are going through and how it is, and how many women who are ambitious are trying to create a mark and yet have gone through some stress in their relationship, lost their partner, or have gone through a divorce, and how it affects their dreams and how the kind of pressure that comes into them about again getting remarried and stuff like that. So that's where we decided to speak about it. Honestly, 30 minutes is going to be a very short time for me to do that. Yet I'm going to attempt my best to give you all that I can give you in this 30 minutes. Yeah, so let me take up few important topics. Let me take up few important aspects that you as a woman have to deal with when you are a single mom. Yeah. So first element is dealing with your emotions. The first agenda and the first thing that you have to do is deal with your emotions. When especially in our society and worldwide, I have some international clients as well. So earlier when I was working with clients in India, I thought it's only in India, but later as I started having international clients, I realized that this is worldwide. So in our society, when you go through something like a broken relation or divorce, or you lose your partner, we can't control death, we can't control a lot of things in our life, we cannot control it. You can't control a relationship that has to fall apart, that has to fall apart, and that's the healthiest way to do it. So when you go through these things are the times that all your deepest fears come up, all your conditioning comes up, all your programming comes up, and that is the time that everything comes right on your face, and you probably don't want to even look at it, you don't want to face it, but you are left with no choice rather than dealing with that. Yeah, and this happens, and it's normal and it's common. I have gone through this, and I have seen many women from different zones, different areas, different religion, different culture, different work patterns, going through something very similar. Yet the biggest mistake that women do during this phase is depending on antidepressants, depending on a psychiatric medicine. Today's talk is going to be very honest, very brutal. I'm known for that. But today is going to be all the more honest, because certain things have to be told the way it is. I am not going to sugarcoat it. I am not going to make it look very good. I'm going to be true to you, because I'm a coach. My job is to be honest. My job is to actually bring you the awareness that probably you're not looking at. Yeah. and I'm going to be really honest with you about these things. If it is, it may not go well with many people, and I'm sorry, but then that's what it is. Yeah. So a common mistake that people do or women do during this phase of life is to depend on a psychiatric medicine, is to depend on an antidepressant, and think that they are out of the depression and think that they are happy. There's a huge difference between thinking that you're happy and really being happy. Let me tell you, ladies, that these are the times when your conditioning is coming up, when your belief systems are coming up, when your self-esteem issues are coming up, when your programming is coming up, when everything that you have been told to as a girl child, right from the day you were born till the day you're becoming a single mother, everything comes up. Antidepressants are only going to cut your connection with your own sense of awareness. It's going to disconnect that nerve that's going to give you these impulses, but they are not going to deal with them. They are not going to release it. You will have to sit with your own self and at times even take help. Yes, I have taken help at this phase of my life because, even a cardiologist can't do their own heart operation. I was a coach even at that time, yet I acknowledge the fact of a need and importance of a coach in my life. I did take help. So you might need to take help. You might need someone who can give you a different perspective about the whole thing, someone who has walked through that path, someone who has known how to successfully overcome that particular aspect and guide you in that journey. So you will have to sit through and face it and then change it. Yeah, when I went through that phase in my life, so the biggest thing was, you have a child and your child is go through a lot of things because of this decision of yours to not stay in an unhappy relationship. Yeah, you have to compromise and you have to adjust and stay in an unhappy relationship because there's a child involved. Let me tell you, that's a myth number one. Yeah, that's a myth buster that we are going to do today. So that is not the truth. That is not the fact. Children suffer a lot when they stay in an unhappy relationship. And if for any reason you have chosen or your partner has chosen to move out of the relationship, or if you have lost your partner for any reasons due to untimely demise, you have to face the fact that you are a single mother and you have a child who is watching you every single point of time. Now you have a choice to either show up all that stress and pressure to your child and put in the toxins into the child's head and make them feel that life is difficult, or you have a choice to deal with your own, I will not even call it weaknesses, they are just your conditioning, just deal with your own conditioning and change them, change your perspective and be a role model to your own child. So the first thing that I had done was to work on my conditioning, which said that, oh my God, your child is going to suffer a lot. So I sat with myself and I said, okay, how can I ensure that my child doesn't get affected in this process? What can I do so that my child is not an outcome of all the decisions that I am taking and my child still has a happy life? And I sat and worked on that belief. Then came a belief that, a single woman is not safe. So, then that was the next myth buster. So then I worked on myself and I wrote to my own self. I would write love letters to myself of my strengths, how strong I am as a person. I've written that. I've actually done that to my own self. And I started looking at my own strengths. I remembered that when I was in 2nd standard, I had beaten up a boy who was in 5th standard. I wrote these small little things to my own self and I told myself that, beating up a boy is not what I'm suggesting, but that was one of my strengths. So, I've been a bully all my life. I continue being a bully to a lot of my friends still. But yeah, so, that was my strength and I wrote that and I wrote many other things, the kind of things that I've thought, the kind of approaches that I've had, the kind of friends that I have. I wrote a lot of love letters to my own self describing my own strengths. So these ways there will be different myths that will come to you and you have to burst those myths. I think we have some question here. Yeah, so Falguni is saying, yes, it's true. I totally agree with you. Yes, absolutely perfect. Thank you, Falguni. Thank you so much. Yeah. Coming back to, so I had this client, she was, these are real life stories and these are real life people whom I personally work with, so I'll never take their name, and I'm also changing slightly about the industry. So not precisely going to the industry, but yeah, she was from the media background and a known figure, and is still a known figure, but I'm not taking the name. So she was going through something like this, very difficult, and she had to take a decision in her life about staying in a relationship which was abusive or stepping out of it and creating an identity for her own self. Now this lady was a known figure doing very well in her career, and this is the dilemma that she is going through. Yeah, and that's why I said success is not defined by just the fame that you have or the kind of money that you're making. So she was going through this dilemma, and I met her, So when we met, she's telling me that, Smitaa, I've been told that a single woman cannot exist, a single woman cannot make it, you will not get any further jobs, you will not be known in your career, people will always be, watching upon, or you will be like, what do you say, like hawks, they will be kind of, you'll be seen as a prey, men who are always going to keep, what's the word, I'm not getting the word, men keep what, like, what's the word? Oogle on you, not oogle really. So it's like you're a prey, and like a hawk watches on the prey and comes and attacks. So you will be seen like that. It's a man's world, and you cannot live there, which is again not the case. That's a myth buster, So myth buster 3, that's not the case. It's as much a women's world as much as a man's world it is. It's your choice of what kind of interactions you want to have within your life. It's your choice with what kind of men do you want to interact with, and you always have a choice to just let go a man that is not going to contribute. It can be a friend, it can be a spouse, it can be a colleague. You have a choice to put an end to it. I know of sexual abuses that happens at workplace, but I also know of enough women who have put an end to the sexual abuses at workplace. So you're not a weak category, you're not a weak link. It's just equal, and a man and women is supposed to function in a very different way. Like, recently I put a post which said that, women, do you all really need empowerment? And in that, I don't remember the name of a lady, Maheshwari was her end surname. She said that women have to carve a different niche for themselves, and I so agree with that. A feminine energy and a masculine energy functions in a very different way. Yeah, so you have to just go ahead with your functioning, and the masculine energy will automatically create those boundaries. But then first, success begins within, success begins in the inside, and then it comes on the outside. So you need to work on your self-esteem, which says that I will choose which kind of man is going to be in my life. I will choose how I'm going to live. I will choose, and I don't care how people are going to see me. I will choose to be a role model to my own child. Yeah, and that's what you need to work on. And as I said, you might need help, and go ahead and take help, but take help from the right source. Take help from a source which can help you to strengthen yourself. Take help, like I have had people, like I took help, and yes, I did during the process of taking help also meet certain therapists or certain coaches who were actually making me more scared, and they were actually telling me of how it's not possible and how it's going to bring me into a trouble, and how 5 years from now it's going to be a trauma, which isn't the case. It's more than 5 years now. So you have to sit down and write what kind of a life do you want to live? How do you want to be seen in your own world? Yeah, we all have our own world, and trust me, if you don't have good people in your world, it's just because of your inner reality. Change your inner reality, you will start making good people in your world. Yeah. Second thing, create a support system around you. Support system of people who support you in this journey. Support system of people who believe that you can do it. Support system of people who are going to stand by you. I think that was my rock solid system that I had around me, that I created around me. A lot of my friends fell out. A lot of my relatives fell out. But there were many who stood by me at that time, and those were my solid rocket booster friends. My rocket booster system, to whom I can even today go back, and they are going to be there right next to me holding my hands. At times you need like-minded people. Find out these kind of groups where you can be with like-minded people who support and who encourage a woman to go through a phase of being single, and it's okay. and to go through a phase where you're not identified, not a phase forever in your life, where you're not identified or known for the existence or absence or presence of a man in your life. You are what you are. Yeah, I have been reading this book called as Lean In by the Facebook CFO Sandra, I don't remember her full name. Sandra, I don't remember her full name, just check for Lean In. She is speaking about how our culture, how in this society, how in this world, that the conditioning about how a woman should be is put forth. So it is up to you to change that conditioning in a corporate culture, where she's talking about how men do get preferences and how women are scared of demanding the kind of money that they want to demand for their work, wherein a man will demand more money for the same kind of a work. It's going to be the same effort, same skill set, same time, everything is same, but a woman is scared to demand more money. What makes a woman so scared of demanding the money? Has it been written anywhere? It's not been written anywhere. It's you and me who have together decided that, oh, if I charge so much, probably I may not be hired and I need this work, my child. Change that within your own self. Raise your self-esteem. Raise your self-belief. Know what you're worthy of. Know what are you capable of. Know that nobody else can actually give the kind of value that you will add to your work, and charge for that value. Go ahead and do it. And trust me, probably many people want to beat me on this, but yes, women workers are amazing workers, because team working comes to them naturally, and they are multitaskers, and the kind of value that they can give and the kind of responsibility they take up is way more than men, and this is research wise proven. It's not my claim. Yeah, so I've seen this. So the world needs women leaders. So go ahead and demand for that. It's up to you to change your own inner reality. Yeah, as I said, create a support system, speak to them, and these should be people who understand, equivalent of men and women, who understand and who support and encourage the fact that yes, a woman can create her own niche, she can carve her own path, and that's possible and that's doable. Wherein if you look at nature, if you look at the universe shows you the strength of the feminine energy. The universe shows you that every creation is a feminine energy. So where are you not giving yourself that value? Why have you decided that you are not a part of the universe? Stop disconnecting yourself from the universe. Just give people the best of you and give yourself the best of you, because that's what you deserve. This is your time to focus on something else. This is your time to make something else bigger. Like for one of my clients, she was she had gone through almost 3 divorces, and when we met her, she was depressed. Like, she was terribly depressed, and she was overweight, and she was, I think, 99 plus or something. I have her photographs with me. So she was 99, 101, something like that. Yeah, and she was terribly depressed. 3 divorces, working in a government organization, not able to find success, not able to grow in her career, and in a very bad shape. So when we worked with her, and I worked on her inner self. I didn't change anything in her external, trust me, because that is something that I can't change. Our internal can change our external. Yeah, so all I had control of was to change herself, and that automatically changed everything else. Yeah, like when Jim Rohn, I was listening to Jim Rohn's video recently, and Jim Rohn said that at the beginning of his, before he became a motivational speaker, when he was looking for work, he went to his mentor and he told his mentor that, this is all that he got, a particular salary or whatever. He went and told his mentor that this is all that the company pays. And his mentor said that no, this is not all that this company pays. This is all that the company pays you. Yeah, aren't there people who are getting more paid in the company? And he said yes. So his mentor told that work on yourself. Make yourself that person that the company wants to pay you more. So same way, when she came to me, I didn't have control over her growth. I didn't have control over her financial conditions, over her health. But I had control over her internal self, and I could change that for her. So we worked, and I worked on her, and I worked on her inner beliefs, and I worked on her inner challenges of all the myths that she had about how a single mom's world is a difficult world. And she kept telling me this, it's difficult to be a single mom. And I told her, no, I have been a single mom. It's not difficult. In fact, you're privileged, That's how I saw it, because that's how I worked on my own self. So I told her that you're privileged to be a single mom. You can actually take benefit of this particular situation. Trust me, later when I actually worked on myself so much, that I've actually at certain places taken benefit of being a single mom, and it really works. Yeah, people, the minute you say I'm a single mom, or people think you're weak, but no, internally you're so strong that you can put another 10 people aside. But that really can be a weapon, at times there's no harm in doing that. So, she said it's very difficult, it's a difficult world, and I said no, it's not a difficult world. So when we worked on her myths, her beliefs, her conditioning, her self-esteem, everything changed. And then I got her to focus on something bigger. Yeah, she had a group of friends who were getting trained for marathon. And I got her to get inspired and motivated by that group and focus on being a marathon runner. And that worked. Like for her it worked. For each person it's different. So when I meet a person, I see what is going to work. So I know based on the person to person what's going to work. So for her I knew it's going to work. So that worked for her. Yeah, and we could shift her focus into being a marathon runner. With this, she obviously started working out. She started taking good care of her health and, the food that she's eating. She ended up losing a lot of weight. We changed and worked so much on our belief systems. We worked so much on our internal myths about what it is for a single woman to live and to work in a government organization. We changed that process for her. And this lady transformed completely, like it was like a 180-degree transformation, and she became a marathon runner, would run like 21 kilometers, 50 kilometers, and where not, she's gone to places to run her marathon. She lost weight, she started looking amazing. Her career automatically shifted because now she knows what her value is. Like, her organization, people would ask her, oh, you should get married, and she was some 33, 35 plus or something. So people were telling her that, you should get married and you should now settle down and all of that. She started coming with a comeback to these people because now it's her self-esteem is in place and nobody can tell her when she should settle, how she should be, when she should be, where she should be, how she should talk to. Yeah, in fact, she was also scared of growth. Like, she told me that, Smitaa, I'm scared that if I get a promotion, people are going to say that because I'm a single mother, I have actually used it and, I've got some privileges and I've done some favors. And that's how I got the promotion. And we worked on that mindset of hers. And then she was willing to, because what happens is all of this subconsciously plays. Yeah, so the minute she has a conditioning that, oh, I must have done favors and that's why I got promoted is what my colleagues are going to say, she somehow subconsciously will never put her 100% into her work. She will never give her 100% to her team. She will never show up her 100% in front of her, her boss. And she will never be noticed. So we worked on these conditionings of hers. We changed it for her and she started giving her best. Then women in her office were really asking her questions about, oh my God, how do you look so good? What do you do to your skin? How are you happy all the time? And that's the difference that happens because now her internal mirror has changed. So has her external mirror. The same colleagues who were talking to her about settling down and the importance of having a man in life and now that she should settle down and look for getting married are now asking her, how are you so happy all the time? Yeah, that's a transformation that you can create for yourself if you work on your inner system and keep something bigger as your focus. Like for me, I've always been passionate about speaking. I've been passionate about coaching. I've been passionate about transforming the world and inspiring people. So I took up that phase as my phase to grow as a person, to grow in my career. So I did a lot of courses during that phase. I think that particular phase is a maximum courses that I've done in that phase. I studied and studied and studied and kept enhancing my skills because I had to show myself my value. And it's not that my value was any lesser, but it was lesser for my own inner system and it had to change. Yeah, so it has to change for us, not for the world. So I did a lot of courses I kept doing, and obviously the courses that will contribute to me, my career, and not just random courses, yeah. Courses that I'll enjoy, study that I wanted to do. I studied a lot about mind, about emotions, about conditioning, about relationships, about business. Like I think about many different areas, and that enhanced my value, that gave me joy, that grew me. I grew as a person, internally my growth happened, and that changed my inner mirror for my own self, and that changed my external world. I could attract a person who actually values women, who nurtures a woman, and who appreciates a strong woman in his life. That's because I could work on my inner mirror. A lot of my friends ask me, where did you find him? Like, please tell us, we will also go and find him. I tell them that I found him inside, because I changed it inside for myself. And when I'm saying him, I mean by my husband, to whom I'm married to right now. So, I changed it inside. I changed it within myself. And I grew. I started doing the work that I love to do. I started working with women. I started working with parents. I started working with children. I started doing a lot of NGO related work. Because right from my childhood, right from my college days, or way younger in fact, I always wanted to do these kind of things, and I stopped myself from doing it. And when I started doing that, I started becoming more happier as a person. My life felt more meaningful, more purposeful, more valuable, and that changed everything. I started earning the kind of money that I want to earn. I started working the kind of work that I want to do. I started doing the courses that I wanted to do, and it shifted. And the same question started coming to me: how are you happy all the time? I'm happy all the time because I focus and I give it a priority. I make my happiness a priority. And that's what women you have to do, and especially for mothers. Can somebody give me a time check, please? Because this is a topic I can talk for days together, and it's a lot of my personal journey involved. So we have how many minutes left? It's 11:40, is it? Oh, so we are again already beyond time, yeah? All right, so I think we have some questions, but yeah, before this, let me just add a last line, that mothers, take out time for your own self. Yeah, you have to. There is no other way out, because this is the most demanding, most challenging, and can be the most empowering time of your life. Yeah, this can be the time of your life when you will know so much more about your own self. If you choose to know so much more about your own self, it's going to be a choice for you. Take out at least 30 minutes or 1 hour for your own self. Nurture yourself. Go for a spa. Get yourself pampered. Find good friends. Hang out with them who are going to make you feel inspired and motivated. Read wonderful books. Educate yourself. Find a mentor. Get coached. But take out 30 minutes to an hour for your own self. Because if you have to play those multiple roles and deal with the kind of pressure that's going to come to you, because that's going to come. Let's face it, it's not going to change. It is going to stay, and it's going to be there probably forever. And let's just deal with it. And it's okay. It's okay. That's just because people have not walked in that path. People have not taken that journey. And these are people who are scared. They're shit scared of dealing with that world alone. And you can be the trendsetter for them. You can be the role model to them, who will tell them that it's possible. But for that, you have to be first internally strong. And for that, you have to take out time for your own self. Like, I know of women who tell me that, oh, I don't have time. And, single mompreneurs who are telling me, I don't have time, I can't do it, I can't afford to do it. And then, yes, they are down with health issues. It can be hypertension and diabetes and thyroid and, cancer and whatnot. That's because when you are not nurturing yourself, then the disease is going to come and ask for the attention. So you have a choice of what is going to take up, So focus on something, find something that's more bigger, that's more inspiring, that's more attractive to you, where you can keep your target, where you can keep your focus very clear. Keep focusing on that and keep working towards that. Simultaneously work on your inner story. Everything else will fall apart. Everything else will fall in place. Everything else you will just naturally get the courage to deal with that. Because we have gone beyond time, and as I said, this is a topic which can go for a long time. Let me just take up, there are some comments. So Shilpa Sharma says, you're my guru, and Balkrishna Gopinath says, hi sister. So Shilpa, I'm not anybody's guru. I'm just here who have walked a path, and I'm glad that you choose to be a part of this journey and take it up. I am nobody's guru. I'm an ordinary woman who has made extraordinary choices. So Balkrishna Gopinath is my brother. So hi, it's so nice to see your family watching you on a topic like this. That's so close to your heart. Yeah, thank you. So that's very emotional. Okay. So coming back, as I said, this topic, I can speak about it for hours together, and I really feel that women should really, single mompreneurs should work on themselves, should go beneath, should go underneath, should face themselves, should see what is coming up. And you deserve to be successful, you deserve to walk on this path, you deserve to create that trend, you deserve to create that mark, because you're worth it, and it's only you who can do that for your own self. So I would want to end this by saying that for any single mompreneurs who are here, who would want to know more, and I'm going to put up a 2-day workshop for single mompreneurs. It's going to be a very closed group, because this is going to be a very private topic, and I know the kind of emotional release that's going to happen, that I know the kind of things that's going to come up. So it's going to be a very small group, limited number of people, limited number of women, and I'm going to work with you one-on-one to help you come out of these programming, these conditioning, and create a new reality and success and new identity for your own self, where you live a life that you dream and desire. If you're interested for that, put your number below in the comments, or you can write to me at support@nomoreexcusespro.com, because I really want to do this. I realize that there are not many people who are speaking about it, and it's time that we speak about it. Somebody's written something. So what's the way out for people who are rigid negatively? That's what I'm saying, that if you're saying that your own self you yourself are rigid, is that what you're saying, Shilpa, or you're asking for somebody else who is rigid externally? What is she saying, Shilpa? Shilpa, I would want to know, so are you saying that you are rigid negatively, or you're saying that somebody external, some other person is rigid negatively? Let me take up both the cases. If you're talking about someone who is rigid negatively and you're talking about somebody else, there are going to be multiple people with multiple traits, with multiple way that they are going to be, and God bless them, because they are the way they are meant to be. And if you're going to focus on that, all you're going to see is that, the minute you think of a red car, you will see a lot of red car on the street. That's because wherever you focus, your attention goes there, and that's what you create in your life. Yeah, so if you're going to focus on these people, you will see plenty of them like that. I always feel that the world is filled with good people, wonderful people, and that's the kind of people I have, very beautiful people, supportive people, amazing friends, so wonderful, so nice, because that's what I would choose to focus on. It's not that I'm not aware, and if such people come into my contact, I can just bless them and walk away, because I know, that's what it is. World is a combination, there is light and there is dark. So there will be people with different traits, and it's fine. So, and if you're asking for your own self, that's again your programming, darling. It's time that you look about the strengths in your own self. And Shilpa, I am going to say this publicly to you today, that please take up the work that I've asked you to do and redo it, because we have spoken enough about your strengths, and you are meant to do way more in life. So if you are saying, if I'm going to right now, let's do this right away. If I'm going to say, oh, I am rigid negatively, I'm bad, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I can't do anything in life, my entire, do that for 2 minutes for everybody who is there with me right now. Say that, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm bad, I can't do it, I'm not capable, I don't have confidence. And your entire body language will change, because the minute you're saying that, your mind ends up believing it. Everything you're saying, I am, after I am, I've said this in one of the earlier FB lives as well. Everything after I am, your mind ends up believing it. So if you are going to do this programming for your own self, that is what is going to happen. If you know, okay, let's say for example, if someone knows that they want to lose weight. So if they know that they are on a heavier side of the weight and they want to lose weight. So that's your awareness. Okay, I'm on a heavier side of the weight and I need to lose weight. So you can't keep crying and cribbing and beating yourself up for that. Okay, I'm rigid. Now I choose to not be rigid. I choose to be more flexible. I'm going to be more flexible. And you look at areas in your life where you're going to be more flexible and do that. So how you do small things in life is how you do everything in your life. Start changing that in the smallest part of your life, and you will start seeing that shift in the biggest area of your life. I think with this we can go on. I think we have more questions. So, I'm getting a wait indication. But then we can go on with many more questions like that, and I understand and I know how important this topic is. We will replan and we will come back and talk about it. And as I said, I would want to work with a limited group of 5 to 7 women. I'm not going to take more than that, who are on this journey and who really are serious about creating success for themselves. If you're interested, write to me at support@nomorexcusespro.com or leave in your phone number and our team will get in touch with you in the comments below. Or you can even just leave your number, we will find out. So Geeta says, give tips for single women to lead happy life. Everything that I said was a tip for single women to lead happy life. I don't know, Geeta, when did you join us? Were you there with us from the beginning? If you have just joined us, please go back. This video is going to be available on the FB page, Smitaa Nair's FB page. Go back and listen to the video. Everything that I said were tips for a single woman to lead happy life. As I said, work on your emotions, work on your inner programming, on your beliefs and conditionings. Create a solid rocket booster support system who's going to be there right by you, encouraging you in this journey. Being happy is a choice which you have to make. So ensure you're giving yourself 30 minutes to an hour a day, working on your own self, taking help if needed, finding the right coach and mentor who can guide you on this path, who has walked through that journey and knows the good and the bad of it, and who has the strength enough to say that a woman alone can walk that path in her life. Interact with men, create the men who actually know how to nurture a woman. And I'm not talking about relationships. Please, women, do not fall into a relationship just immediately after being out of one relationship. Work on your inner programming, work on your conditioning, work on your belief systems, work on your inner structure, and after that, give yourself time. The right relation will come to you. I don't know if there's any right relation, but then a healthy relationship will come into your life when you stop chasing it. So stop running after men. Yeah, there are better things to do. And trust me, you are a woman, the feminine energy. Men are meant to run after you, and then you choose and select and pick the right kind of man. Yeah, so don't just run after them. There are plenty there. I think population wise also we have more men than women, right? I'm bad at geography, but yes, I'm getting a thumbs up. So we have more options. So just chill, yeah, forget it. Yeah, so give time to your own self. And Geeta, please go back and listen to this video and write to me. I will be more than happy to support you in this journey. We can take this discussion further ahead. And as I said, I'm again repeating, 5 to 7 women only, but I would want to put up a 2-day workshop and work with you women where we are going to work on your inner programming, your conditioning, and create a life, a world for you filled with success, filled with happiness, filled with joy, because you deserve that and you're worthy of it. And trust me, it takes a lot of strength to walk on this path. So you're already strong if you're walking on this path. Yeah, write down your strengths and write love letters to your own self. Thank you so much to all the wonderful beings for joining me on this Saturday morning, taking out time for your own life. Do the changes, do the things that I've been asking to do in this last 30-40 minutes. You will see a wonderful life. We will connect again. I'm here right by you to hold your hand and walk with you in this journey, because I know what it feels like. I've been there, and I'll be more than happy to walk with you in this journey. I understand the importance of a support system needed at that time. Yeah, thank you so much. Love you. Have a good weekend and bye.